Hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Snide. I do all sorts on this channel. I do walks around China, I do sneaker content, I go to the fake markets, I do all sorts, and I chuck it all on one channel because I'm not trying to streamline it into some kind of source of income or anything like that. I just do it for fun, it's a hobby. But if you enjoy this, do consider doing the whole like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's have a look at these Halloween dunks, shall we? I'm gonna shrink myself down. Starting with the box, we've got the real one from Sneakers on the left here, and we've got the fake one on the right. Check it out. When you get a pair of Nikes from the Sneakers app here, it comes with this tape, which is voided when you open it. Obviously that is tamper-proof tape to ensure that you get the real McCoy from Sneakers China. So we'll just put that there. And then on the right here, slightly less positive in terms of presentation. The box got absolutely destroyed on the way over from Putian direct to me here. So let's have a look at this straight away. I mean, we can see here they've used the wrong box. They've gone with a Nike SB, the rainbow box. But like I always say, doesn't matter, man, you can always switch these things out. So in terms of legit checking and making sure you don't get scammed, we're not going to pay too much attention to this obvious flaw, the fact that it has Halloween on the label. This is a very early box. I imagine they will quickly put it into the box like this one. The retail will have the correct name of the shoe, the Nike Dunk Low Retro Quick Strike, and then the accurate colorway there. All right, let's get into these. I'll just turn this around so that we can see the first impressions. Now, I am doing this with you live, this unboxing, so my first impressions here, I mean, they look pretty close. The colors are different, a bit too bright on the fakes on the right there. We'll go into a split screen. We'll have the real on the left, fake on the right, and then we will examine the details and get into every single component, the laces, pattern, and the skull, of course. All right, quick overview. Let's just have a look here. General look at the lateral side of the shoe. I'm seeing a bit more gloss on the fake, aside from the bright yellow, a bit more gloss. Close up here, let's look at the swoosh. So the swoosh here, the texture seems a little bit different. It's got a bit more gloss on the real one. The fake one has a matte finish to it. In terms of structure, it's pretty much the same. The fake feels a bit more rubbery, if that makes sense. Okay, let's have a look at this scratch off crackled effect. Very different materials have been used. There's actually bits like poking out on the real one. Bit of fluff. It looks like it is designed to be a tearaway sort of material to reveal something underneath. Not sure about that. The fake, too bright and looks kind of painted. Looking at the back of the shoe, looking at the Nike text here, the font seems pretty similar. It's got the same texture to it as well. Placement wise, it's pretty good. Shape of the shoe is different on the back. Generally the structure, let's have a look here at the heel counter. The heel counter, pretty much the same level of quality there. Bit of gloss to the black section of the leather on the fake. Same curvature on the stitch, how it curves down. Tongue, again, that glossy effect is coming through on the fake. Seems to be a bit more vibrant green underneath that as well. Tongue tags differ in color. Sort of a curry color on the real, a bit more goldeny yellow on the fake. Text-wise, fake actually has, I would say, clearer text. The made in Indonesia bit, they're pretty much the same, but the color throws it off, so not much to talk about there. All right, let's have a look at these insoles. Let's have a look at the fidelity of the print. Pretty much the same on both. You'll see on the real one, there's two notches at the top. Fake only has one. Flipping it over, we can see it's been glued throughout. On the real, it's quite hard to get it out. On the fake, they've just glued the heel. and check the way those lines go. It was tricky to get out. You can see I pulled out a bit of Strobel stitch with it. Bit of a spare piece of thread came out with it. Yeah, pretty much the same. Color-wise, different, but fidelity of the print, pretty similar. All right, looking at the toe box, the most important area in terms of this shoe being different from others, the metal dubré is the same, but the skull itself, the texture again throws it off on the fake. Quality-wise, accuracy-wise, it's pretty similar. Check out how the eyes sort of bulge on the real one though. On the fake, it's just flat. Toe puff material is pretty good on both. Returns to shape, it's responsive, it's bouncy. Having a look at the outsole now, let's have a look at the stars, the definition on the stars. On a real one, it's never that clear. Fake tend to have better defined stars, which is odd. Color is off, you can see. I should note after this split screen, I'll show them both side by side. Squeeze test, they're both pretty good. Both solid. That's what you'd want out of a dunk. Slight bit of malleability there when you apply pressure to the forefoot, but pretty similar. Okay, now split screen over. Let's put these things side by side. The color comes into quick juxtaposition. You can see how much brighter the fake one is. Shape-wise, pattern-wise, and cut, pretty accurate. Slightly lower cut on the toe strap on the fake, which the real does rise slightly higher. The gloss of the black leather is evident when you put them next to each other. Now, when you put them side by side and look at the back, not only can you see the color difference and material difference, but you can see there's a height difference. There's a discrepancy here in terms of the cut, where the real one sits. The fake one sits lower. The real one is coming up taller, a bit narrower. This is a dunk, not an SB dunk. So for whatever reason, they've used a different pattern, a different cut to the shoe. Let's have a look at the color of those outsoles. Midsole's pretty much the same, but the outsole does have a slight difference in color. But quality-wise, texture-wise, they're the same. You know, side by side, there's differences. If you had them on foot, negligible differences, I would say, really. Overall, like if you're walking around in the fake pair, they look like you're walking around in the real pair, unless someone gets up close and inspects those little details. Even the color difference, it might seem like an obvious difference, but unless they're right next to each other, you're not going to know that, right? You're not going to say, they're a bit bright. No. Laces, pretty much the same. Ever so slightly different. Again, negligible differences. So, yeah, an interesting one for sure. Because they've thrown it in an early box, but they've got the details right. So they've obviously had these in hand for a long time. They've picked apart the real one and made the fakes. So to summarize, as usual, they've got it 90% right, maybe slightly higher. Overall, the differences are so minute, you're gonna have to have the real and the fake next to each other in order to make a comparison, as I have. So I hope that's useful for you. I know it's not a very successful shoe in terms of it being hyped. No one's going bonkers for it. The resale market is pretty much a brick, right? I know no one's excited about it, but that's all the more reason to be careful with these things, because when it's a shoe that isn't so sought after, that's where the fakes get mixed in, and you need to be careful. I saw that with the Across the Spider-Verse, the second Spider-Man, second Miles Morales pair that came out, where no one wanted them at first, and then they increased in popularity, and the fakes had got better with each revision. The second, third version of the fakes was spot on. They made some changes. I've done a video on that. There'll be a card up there if you want to go and check out that one. It's a great example of you just need to be careful of what you're buying, especially when it's a year after they came out. At that point, the market is so saturated and mixed up with the fakes. very easy to get scammed. All right, if you enjoyed today's content, I'll be back with more real versus fake in the future. Couldn't tell you which pair it will be. It's sporadic at best, but if something interesting comes along, I'm into it and I'll make that happen for you. Until then, keep it snidey, do like, subscribe, and stay tuned for all the rest of my random content that comes out on this channel. Cheers.